Hello everyone. Today we will be learning about group planting and forest planting. In the video, you saw a vibrant and contrasting scene created by different tree groups at the edge of a lawn. These groups consist of various plant species, forming a lively and dynamic composition. What is group planting? Group planting involves arranging 2 or 3 dozen to several hundred trees and shrubs together. This approach highlights the collective beauty of plants and can serve as either the main focal point or a backdrop in a landscape. Group plantings typically require a large, open area, such as a lawn, an island in a body of water, or a hillside. For example, in the photo shown, a group of bald cypress trees is used as a backdrop for a nearby building. When selecting plants for group planting, the general approach is to choose tall, aesthetically pleasing trees to form the framework of the group. Dense, leafy trees are used as complementary plants, and those with spreading branches are planted along the edges or as transitional elements,
creating layers and seasonal variation.
Another photo displayed a group of palm trees and agave, forming a key roadside landscape. Types of group planting. Group planting is mainly divided into 2 types: monoculture tree groups. These consist of a single plant species. Common examples include camphor groves and ginkgo groves. To enrich the landscape, shade-tolerant ground covers like hostas, vinca, or English ivy are often planted beneath these trees. Mixed tree groups. These groups have multiple layers and are the most common type of tree grouping. Typically, they consist of 3 to 6 layers, with 5 layers being the most common. The 5 layers might include trees, subtrees, large shrubs, small shrubs, and herbaceous plants. Alternatively, a 3-layer structure could be used, consisting of trees, shrubs, and herbaceous plants. The photo shown illustrates a commonly used 5-layer mixed tree group. When creating a group planting plan, the general approach is to first determine the placement of the trees, then position the larger and smaller shrubs, and finally cover the ground under the trees with ground cover plants to create a layered, dynamic composition. However, there are several important considerations to keep in mind when designing tree groups. Limit the number of species. It's best to use only 1 or 2 main tree species, with a selection of shrubs to complement them. Elevation of planting. The planting area should be elevated above the surrounding lawn, pathways, or plazas to ensure good drainage. Planting density. Since the tree group is not intended for visitors to rest within, pathways should not be arranged inside the tree group. Selection and arrangement of tree species. This is a key consideration. For the canopy layer, we typically choose tree species with dense crowns. For the sub-canopy layer, species that are rich in flowers or have vibrant leaf colors are preferred. The shrub layer is usually dominated by flowering plants, while the herbaceous layer focuses on flowering plants that grow under the trees. We must also consider their ecological preferences. The canopy layer generally consists of light-loving trees. The sub-canopy layer includes semi-shade-tolerant species, and the shrubs and herbaceous plants under the trees should be shade-tolerant or semi-shade-tolerant species. This photo demonstrates a combination of different tree groups, which can create a lively and vibrant effect. This type of group planting is commonly seen in parks. In this example, a tall and upright Italian cypress serves as the focal point of the group, surrounded by deciduous trees such as Chinese poplar, Coleruteria, and Korean ash, which have spreading branches. The outer layer is planted with low-leaved flowering shrubs like Rosa xanthina and Rosa spp. This composition achieves a varied height and distinct layering, considering both the plant shapes and the seasonal landscape changes. Now, let's discuss forest planting. Compared to group planting, forest planting involves a much larger number of trees and shrubs planted in large patches or blocks, typically in forest parks or quiet areas of large parks. When implementing forest planting, it's important to carefully manage the edges of the scenic forest and its canopy line, ensuring the canopy has a natural, undulating shape, and the forest edges are irregular and varied. Forest planting is generally divided into 2 types: dense forest and sparse forest. How do we distinguish between the two? The key is canopy density. A horizontal canopy density of 0.7 to 1 is classified as a dense forest, while a density of 0.4 to 0.6 is considered a sparse forest. The photos here show a comparison between dense and sparse forests within the same park, creating two distinct spatial experiences. A dense forest feels impenetrable, while a sparse forest has a more open, spacious feel. Within dense forests, there can be pure forests, which are dominated by a single tree species, resulting in a more uniform landscape. Examples include ginkgo forests showcasing autumn colors, as well as bamboo groves and pine cypress forests. In contrast, mixed forests are more seasonally diverse, incorporating deciduous trees, evergreens, flowering trees, and ornamental foliage plants to create a richly layered community. This example is a valley composed mainly of deciduous and evergreen plants, highlighting a beautiful autumn landscape through the combination of ornamental foliage. Sparse forests often blend with grasslands, hence they are also known as sparse forest grasslands. These areas add visual layers to the landscape compared to a plain grassland. The sparse forest grassland model generally follows the principle of trees as the main focus, complemented by flowers and grasses, with trees as a primary element and shrubs as secondary. An example of this is the Hangzhou Flower Harbor fish viewing lawn area, where 3 lawns of varying sizes each have their unique characteristics. The largest, cedar lawn, is the biggest open space in the park, featuring tall, stately cedars as the primary plant material. Alongside cherry blossoms, Chinese tallow trees, sweet gum, and osmanthus. The plants are well scaled, with clear primary and secondary elements, offering a rich seasonal display. The trees planted at the 4 corners clearly define the space while leaving ample room in the center for viewing and activities, successfully balancing landscape aesthetics with functional use. Today, we've covered the definitions, types, and design considerations for group planting, as well as the definition and types of forest planting. These concepts require observation and practice in park settings to fully understand and apply. That concludes today's lesson. Thank you for listening.